Today we'll cover how to install a camera suspension system so that you can have your camera hang from a nice bar over your head, and if you take pictures and let go of your camera, all the camera equipment is retracted into a safe spot. Here's all the stuff that you get in the box with the camera suspension system. First step you want to do is take this rod right here and put it right in that plastic hole right there. And you just press it right in there. Next thing you want to do is open up the USB cord. And we're going to want to feed it through this little loop right here. There are some pretty big ends on these USB cords which won't allow you to just feed it straight through because it'll get stuck right there. So essentially what you want to do is you want to put it through the loop just like you would put a key on that loop. So feed it through just like that, just like that. The next step you want to take is take this AC adapter cord. So this will let you have continuous power in your camera, and you want to feed it through the loop in the same direction that we fed the other one through. And we want to pull that cord, the USB cord, all the way through until we get to the end with the USB plug that plugs into the camera. And that's the small USB plug. So the USB plug has a big end that goes into your computer, and the small end goes into your camera. So now that we have the two ends that plug into the camera right there, we can continue on to the next step. So the next step is to feed parts that go into the camera through the large white hole in the plastic piece. Just like that. So now I have these two suspenders which clip into the camera. That's what holds up the camera, and then the two cords that plug into the camera. So you can then proceed to attach the camera to those two metal rings and plug in the cords. If you look at this one that I have set up right here, you'll see that the camera is hanging from the two metal rings, and you'll see that the cord is plugged into the camera. And one important thing to do is to zip tie that cord right there to that metal ring. The reason is when you pull it up and down, you don't want any of that force to be pulling on that port right there. If you don't zip tie that, you'll wear out that port and you'll ruin the camera. So once I have that all set up, I can then use the extra zip ties to zip tie the cords, the extra cords to the base right there, and then I can continue on to plug it into the power outlet and the computer. So now that I have this camera suspension put together, I will want to install it to something. What you'll want to have is some sort of bar or something to mount to overhead. In our case, we have a 2-inch bar, steel bar, and we use DJ clamps to clamp on. What the suspension system comes with is a universal mounting platform. Basically, it's two all-thread rods with some nuts on the end. You could drill a hole in that bar and put it through, or if you get some DJ clamps, like I mentioned, you can clamp those or bolt those clamps right on there, and you can easily clamp it onto a bar. And that's how you install the camera suspension system.